This is for Algebra 1. It is the elimination method for solving systems of equations with two equations. Actually, with two equations means you're going to have two variables. Two variables means you're going to have two answers. We learned substitution previously. This is just another way to solve. I personally like elimination better. If you're going to eliminate something, it means you're going to get rid of it. You're going to make it go away. So when you solve by elimination, you're basically going to make something cancel. First step is to write both equations in standard form. In other words, your x and your y have to be on the same side, and then your constant's on the right by itself. You're going to line your equations up, make sure the x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, the constants. If one variable has the same coefficient with opposite signs, we get to go all the way to step 5, which means you draw a line and combine. You combine your like terms and something should cancel. Gives you an equation with one variable. You solve for that variable. Remember when we were talking about systems, we said you would have two answers. So you take that answer that's just one, it's half of your answer. Go back to one of the original equations, plug it in, and solve for the other letter. If, when you're in step 3, they don't have the same coefficient, the same number at the front with opposite signs, you're going to have to do some work, but we'll save that for the next lesson. So if you have 2a plus 4c equal 30, and negative 2a minus 2c equal negative 21.5. Looking at this, you should notice that the a variables both have a coefficient of 2. One is positive 2 and one is negative 2. That's what we want. We want one of the letters to have the same number with opposite signs. Since it's like we want, all we have to do is draw a line and combine. So you're just going to combine your like terms. 2a minus 2a cancels, which is good. 4c minus 2c. Take your calculator. 4 minus 2 is 2c equals, and then take your calculator. 30 minus 21.5 is 8.5. Normal equation now, you only have one variable you need to solve. You're going to have to move that 2, and you'll do that by dividing. So both sides get divided by 2, and so 8.5 divided by 2 is 4.25. You want to box that because that's one of your answers. However, it's not the only answer. You've got to go back up to either original equation and put that number in for c. So you're going to have 2a plus 4 times 4.25 equals 30. So 4 times 4.25 is 17. So 2a plus 17 is equal to 30. You're going to have to come over and subtract your 17. 2a is equal to 13. Divide by 2, and a is equal to 6.5. If you wanted to test it, you could put it in to your calculator. You would say negative 2 times the a value is 6.5 plus 4 times the c value is 4.25. I get 4, which is not what I'm supposed to get, so that means I have made a mistake. Okay, the mistake I had was in my calculator. I had a negative 2 at the beginning, and it should have been a positive 2. 2 times 6.5 plus 4 times 4.25 is 30, which is what it was supposed to get, so all's good. Looking at this equation, you'll notice that your y's are already set up to cancel, so you're just going to draw a line and combine. 3x plus 4x is 7x. Negative 2y plus 2y cancels, equals 4 plus 10 is 14. Have an equation with one variable. I have to solve for x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 7. X equals 2. I'm going to take that 2 back to either original equation. I'm going to go to the top one and put 2 in for x. So 3 times 2 minus 2y equals 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 2y equals 4. Got to move that 6 and subtract it. So negative 2y is equal to negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 2. Y equals a positive 1. You go to the other equation and punch it in to check it. 4 times x is 2 plus 2 times y is 1 gives me 10, which is what it was supposed to give me, so I have it right. Looking at this one, you notice that your y's have the same number and opposite signs, so I'm going to draw a line and combine. 4x plus 2x is 6x. Negative 3y plus 3y cancels, equals 11 plus 13 is 24. Divide both sides by 6. X is equal to 4. That's one of my answers. Take that answer and plug it in for x. 4 times 4 minus 3y equals 11. 4 times 4 is 16. Minus 3y equals 11. you're going to have to subtract the 16. So negative 3y equals negative 5. Divide by negative 3. Y is equal to 5 over 3. So then you can punch that in. 2 times x is 4 plus 3 times y is 5 divided by 3 equals 13, which is what it was supposed to be. I have it correct. Okay, notice this one. The x's have the same number at the beginning, but one's positive and the other's positive, which means that they're not going to cancel. You fix this by changing all signs in one equation, either equation. So I'm going to take this first equation and I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to change every sign. So it's negative x minus y equals negative 18. Bring down my x plus 2y equals 25. Just rewrite it again. Now I'm ready to draw a line and combine. Negative x plus x is going to cancel. Negative y plus 2y is going to give me 1y, or y. Negative 18 plus 25 is going to give me 7. This is one of my answers. Take this answer, back up to one of the equations, and put it in for y. So x plus, instead of y, I put 7 equals 18. Subtract your 7, x equals 11. To check that, you're going to say x is 11 plus 2 times y is 7 gives me 25, which is what it was supposed to give me. There's your answer. Problem with this one is that it's not lined up right, so we've got to move these y's, and it becomes 4x plus 5y equals 7, and 8x plus 5y equals 9. Next thing you realize is that these are both 5, but they're both positive, so I've got to change some signs. So negative 4x minus 5y equals negative 7. Remember, you can change the sign as long as you do it everywhere in the entire equation. Second equation, you just bring down and write under it. 8x plus 5y equals 9. Draw a line and combine. Negative 4x plus 8x gives you 4x. Y's cancel. 7 plus 9 is 16. Divide both sides by 4 and you get x is equal to 4. Take that answer, back up to one of the original ones, and put it in for x. So 4 times 4 is equal to 7 minus 5y. So 16 is equal to 7 minus 5y. Move your 7 and subtract it. 16 minus 7 is 9 equals negative 5y. Divide by negative 5, and negative 9 over 5 is equal to y. So to check it, you're going to say 8 times 4 is 32. 9 minus 5 times negative 9 divided by 5 is 18, so it makes me think something might be wrong. As I look, I discovered that the problem was right here. When you combine those, instead of getting 16, I should have gotten 2. So when I divided by 4, I should have gotten 0.5. Messes everything up over here. This should have been a 0.5. 4 times 0.5 is 2. When I add the 7, or when I subtract the 7, I should have gotten a negative 5. And so that means that y is equal to 1. So 8 times 0.5 is 4. 9 minus 5 times 1 is also 4. So y equal 1 and x equal 0.5. Do you see why it's important that you go check your work? We all make mistakes sometimes. Okay, that's all of it. So this takes you to your assignment. This is solving systems by elimination. Day 1. Come see me during speed if you have questions.